squares, it's time you smoke. Fire up this funk. Two squares, it's time you smoke. Fire up this funk. It'll make you dance for everything. Everybody get high. 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 Everybody get high.
You in the mix with DJ Wax Spinner.
Yo, here we are on the X Radio. Here, Thursday night, 6 p.m. You can catch us every week. And I'm a little out of sorts today. I'm just going to be transparent about the situation. So, nothing crazy. I'm just a little off today, y'all. It's cool, right?
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
It's quite all right.
See? And you know what? I feel bad when I'm like that because I just, like, people, y'all like the third people that said that. You're like, you know what? It's cool because you're cool most of the time. Like, it's cool to have an off day.
Nothing wrong with an off day.
Stay freaking cool.
Yeah.
You know?
We're cool as shit in
It is
here
what
now.
it is. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Go.
Wait,
Uh-oh.
what's wrong?
Y'all got headphones? My headphones just went out.
Oh, no,
Oh,
we here.
mine's is okay.
So can you help me out? Technical difficulties, live shows, it's cool, no problem, no problem.
I'm so excited to be right here talking to y'all.
I know, listen, we got Pamela G in the building tonight here on the X Radio.
We here.
Yes,
We ready?
I got some gifts for y'all. So.
What?
Oh.
Listen,
Gifts. Okay.
she comes with gifts. She comes with gifts. Listen, okay. I'm going to start this off proper now that we're here. We're all set. We're ready to go. You're here on the X Radio here on Glockaware, where you can find us every Thursday night, 6 to 7 p.m. We are part of the Thursday night crew now, which is like woo-woo. Right. Yeah. A little more fanfare, but that's cool. Yeah, tonight, like I said, we have Pamela G in the building. Yay. You can find her on Instagram at the Queen G. And what they can Google you Pamela G Music.
You can Google Pamela G Music.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Rosie. Google that, and then from there you can pop up songs and YouTubes and
She's got a whole lot going on right now. We're gonna talk about all that. It's just exciting, you know. I have a lot of people that come to me and they're like, "Yo, I dig what you're doing. I want to be part of it." And she's one of them, you know, like she's like, "Yo, sis, I like your post. I love your energy."
You don't understand your platform and how amazing it is because, you know, radio is radio. We talk, you play, whatever your platform. But I don't see a lot of women, you know, speaking about what you ladies speak about. You know what I mean? And we need that, especially here in our community, in our city where we at.
Definitely necessary.
Yes.
Yeah, it's totally necessary, and that's the whole purpose behind it. You know, like I had the platform before, and I had my following and so on and so forth, and then I came to like had one of those bright light moments where it's like, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
So let me just convey this, and like you said, in our community, it's very important because if you have a platform and people respect you, now they're going to listen to what you have to say.
Exactly.
That's right.
And you have to make it relatable. So if we bring people within the community in different aspects around to say, yo, they go through this shit too?
Exactly.
Ooh, child, I thought I was alone.
No, that's what it's about. Like, because in the entertainment world in itself, you know, you hear a lot of artists, you know, myself being an artist, who say, you know, they don't really want to be responsible for that child's influence.
Right.
But at the end of the day, these kids are looking at you. You are influential, you know,
Right.
and whether or not you can help it or not, these kids is looking at you, and if they like what you do, they're gonna copy it. They kids
right,
copy.
that's right.
Yeah.
So
Adults copy.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Sponges,
exactly.
sponges.
Yeah.
So we need to give them the right thing to copy.
Yeah. I feel that.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So Pamela G.
Yes, but no, back to your platform, like I said, because we connected with the narcissist.
That's true.
Okay, I'm sure we could all connect with a narcissist, whether or not you know it.
Friend,
or not.
family,
You know what I mean?
comrade,
All
like
that, all
yeah,
that.
somebody out there
Yeah,
definitely, if
yeah.
not a narcissist, has narcissistic
Tendencies, right?
Yeah.
Borderline and all that, and that's why I connected to you, because, like I said, I don't see a lot of people talking about that, and that's something that I kind of came in the game talking about, because people do need to know about these individuals and their energies.
Yeah.
It's about it's about people. It's about us. But if you don't understand where a person comes from and what they're made up of, then you're going to run into them either way. But it's better if you learn about them.
Yeah. Like anything, if you have knowledge, then you can utilize the knowledge.
Right.
A lot of times, those are things that people just, they don't realize what it is.
Right.
They just say that's the way they are. And that's not normal. It's a personality disorder.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and that's something that is generally stemmed from childhood trauma. Trauma,
Right back to
period.
trauma.
It always
Yeah.
goes back to trauma.
Always goes back to trauma.
Mental health stems from emotional trauma, and a lot of that stuff, especially in the neighborhoods, community that we are involved in, it's just ego, all this stuff. It's just, it makes us sick out here. And that's why I always say we have a lot of violence because of ego.
Yes.
And
That ego, man.
Yeah.
That ego. I tell people all the time, because that's another thing.
your, what's the word I'm looking for? It depends on your intention.
Right.
Yeah.
And borderlines and things like that, their intentions are always bad.
Selfish and
You know what I
bad.
mean? It's all, it don't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
people need to be aware of that. It's not just, oh, that person's bad. No, that person has an issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Person has an issue and an agenda.
Yes, and they can be very dangerous.
Yes.
And
very
I
much
grew
so.
up, my mom, she would just say that, oh, that person's bad, or that person don't. But she never explained
Why
to
or
me,
how,
right,
or-
how a person can be toxic, or how a person could maliciously, intentionally go out into their everyday life to hurt you.
Right.
She never really explained it to me like that. So then when you as a child and you come out into the world, you get, you're going to get hurt. You're going to fall a bunch of times. And you're going to come into these people all the time.
For me, and I it's just me being transparent, but I hate putting my mom on Front Street, because I had to realize that the reason I fell into a lot of those narcissistic traps was because my mother was a narcissist.
Yeah.
And that's what was comfortable for me.
Yep.
Right.
Coming up, that's what I learned. So
It was normal to
it was
you.
normal.
Right, it was normal,
Yeah.
right.
And
It was a pattern.
woo, like when I had that revelation, now I can separate the two. I mean,
Right.
sure, I don't, she's my mother, so I respect
Right.
her as a mother, and I realize, as an adult, she has things that she has to deal with,
Right.
but on the same note, I grew from that. I learned from that. It took me a long time. Unfortunately, I had a lot of hurdles and things I had to go through to get to this point, but
That's
hello,
life.
I'm here.
You here and you fought it.
Yeah.
Every battle.
Yeah.
Everyone.
I'm here, and I'm glad that, there are definitely, I've met so many people, and a lot of people, they still weren't enlightened to what it was that they were
Right.
dealing with.
I know, and I wasn't. When I figured out, personality disorders and things like, I was on YouTube all
Yep.
night.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
Reading
night.
and watching,
Yes.
and you're like, oh my God,
This
I
is
was so
me.
stupid.
Right. You're like, this is
Yeah.
me. Like,
My training
Yeah.
and my background was extensive. Our training courses were, I realized it early on, my early adulthood.
okay.
The relationship that I was in, and I'm transparent as well. It is what it is at this point. And so, when I left my long time career and went into mental health, was really the biggest light bulb moment. And
Yeah.
you got, right, and so
It hits you in the face, and you're like, oh,
Yeah, and
this
I-
is undeniable. I cannot make
Yeah,
excuses
yeah,
for this shit
yeah.
anymore.
right,
right.
and I really threw myself into that work.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's serious,
Yeah,
and
it
you
is.
you wish they just teach you it in school. You spend
These
all
are-
those hours
But
in there.
honestly, these are the things that I say, like, man, the things they teach you in school are not life skills.
No.
Right.
Where am I don't mean to be a jerk, but where am I going to use algebra
Right. I think
every day?
I hope we're getting to the point where people understand that school is a systematic spot that they, you know, set
Right.
up different history notes and things like that to
I
put
feel
that
where
in
you're
our
going
brain
with
for
that.
us
Yeah.
to go and
Yeah.
believe that as
Yeah.
the way of life. That, you know, I hope people are opening up to realize that now, that all the things that they not all, but some of the things they've been
A
teaching
lot.
us have been reversed or incorrect
Right.
at the
They
most.
teach what they want to.
Right. They
You know,
teach the
they, like you
agenda.
said, the pieces. They give you the parts and the pieces.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't give you the full history.
No.
And like I said, a lot of it, like, man, how about let's teach how to manage money and
Right.
get
Right.
money and be
Get-
entrepreneurs.
How to
and
breathe, how to
Right.
breathe when you
Yes.
get upset instead of
How to deal with
snatching up and, you know,
deal with your emotional trauma. you know.
Yeah, give us the
um,
tools that we need for everyday life.
I'm so
Yeah.
annoyed because, like, I'm so annoyed because it's like, you know, we really grow up learning things that's not
Right.
correct at all. It irritates me so much because you can spend, if you don't get around the right folks, if you don't have the right upbringing, you
Right.
could really get around some people that could set you all the way back.
Yeah.
And it is stifling because, like I
is.
said, and here in life, we here to live. You here to live and go through these obstacles. But when you keep running into these different people that, like we said, literally want to hold you back, it makes it so difficult.
Where was the coping skills?
Right? Like they should teach that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But you know, you know.
Pamela
That's
G,
what we here
tell
for.
them where
Yeah,
they
it's
can
about-
find
yeah.
you again.
Listen, please follow me on Instagram at the Queen G 2_, 2 E's. On YouTube, Pamela G Music, and there you can find, you know, like I said, all type of content from hair tutorials to videos to whatever. We live life and we just
You were doing your
showcase
own
that.
little show for a while. Are you
Yeah.
still doing it?
Well, I had a podcast that I was doing on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Just bringing up different artists, you know, like something up here like y'all do up here at Glockaware.
Right.
Just to connect, but I haven't been doing it
It's on
lately.
pause.
Yeah, it's on pause, but you
pause,
can
okay.
definitely watch the Juice videos and you can get on there and watch how to just, you know, keep your energy level flowing, keep your energy up, keep your spirits up with the juices that I make. Shout out to Philly Fruit. I had a contest.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out
Friends
to
of the
Philly
show.
Fruit. Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to Philly Fruit. We gave away some of their juices that they make here, black owned business. Shout out to them.
Yep.
And I just make my own smoothies because another thing with this Corona time, I hope a lot of people come to realization of the things that they can actually do on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so
Boost
much,
your
so
immune
many
system.
things you could do on your own.
I was just talking to a friend the other day, and I said, you know, we were talking about some things we're doing, and again, transparency. I'm debating, dabbling in some holistic, organic,
Ooh.
yeah, like health products,
Right.
beauty
Right.
products.
Right.
So I've been doing a little more research about certain things and so on and so forth. I'm very light skinned, so the sun is like my enemy, but it really is everybody's
is.
enemy.
You
Yeah.
gotta
You know,
protect
sun,
yourself from
it
that.
doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
People say, well, I'm brown. You know, that doesn't matter. Yes, it does. It still affects your skin.
The sun
Yeah.
be burning me up.
Yeah,
okay?
like-
Even though I love the sun, I was built for it, but it still be burning me
Yeah,
up.
it's stronger than it
I'm
used to
already
be.
two colors
Right.
already. It's not even a full swing of summer. I'm two colors.
Right. It gets powerful.
Yeah.
It's stronger than it used to be for sure. You know, but so I've been messing with different products and stuff like that, and the whole point was that my friend and I were talking about, you know, everything we need legit comes from the earth.
Yes,
But we are so
right.
quick to grab the chemicals because that's what we were programmed. That's what's in the
Yes.
store. That's
Right.
what's in front of us.
That's
That's
what
what's
we
being
grew up
promoted
on.
and
I
marketed.
swear,
and-
you already know, Rosie.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I want to, as we get into that holistic journeys and things like, I want to give y'all gifts.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to give y'all gifts.
These are so cute with these little
No,
fishtails.
open them up. It's a gift inside of a gift. Of course, y'all
Oh
can
my
use that. Put
goodness.
your little change, you know what I mean, in there if you want
Yeah.
to. But I have my aunt, Sheree Christina.
Mm-hmm.
She does holistic things like that. She does
Oh.
body steam, chakras, and
Yes,
things like
girl,
that.
yes.
Vibrational stylist. You can visit that www.vibratelynature.com. But what I just handed you two ladies, I don't know if you were into 5G or anything like that, the technology and things like that. I did a video.
I know what it's about.
Yeah, I did a
know
video on my
about.
YouTube about just the controversy between the corona and people linking that with that.
Right.
But all this is, you know, if you have feeling towards 5G, these will protect your phone from the rays, the radiation coming in. So you
check
can
that
you
out.
could clip it on, you know, your phone case, it'll go on. It won't be it won't mess up the design or anything like that. And you just put it on like a magnet. And what it's supposed to do is just protect those radiations those new radiations that's coming here to us.
Thank
Gotcha.
you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So yeah,
Thank
but
you.
she has a lot of, like I said, she has a lot of things for ladies. She has vaginal steams and everything
sure
like
to
that.
follow.
Yes, you could just go to her website at vibratingbynature.com.
Nice.
And you can, get all type of products. She has water purifiers you put in there because in Philly, our water isn't the greatest
Yeah.
in
Right.
certain areas. So, you can get your water alkaline. She has a lot of little things. So I thought
Oh,
that'd be cool
necessary.
to bring y'all up here.
Thank you.
She will, yeah. Shout out to her, and if she's
I'll be
ever
following.
interested in coming on,
I
you
will.
know, let her know.
I
Let her know.
will. I
We're
will.
here.
And this right here, and I'm reading the back right quick,
Yeah.
and it goes along with, of course, the crystals and stuff.
Right,
Sometimes
right.
I
Speaking
talk
of,
about.
Right, she got
Yeah,
those
we were
too.
speaking
Yeah.
of last week.
So, we're all aligned.
Yes. People need to understand that. People
Right.
need to get
Yeah.
into self.
Yes.
And not too selfish as a narcissist, but just understanding what you're made up of. Like, we're all different. We're all different, but we're made up of a lot of the same chemical properties that make us human beings, or whatever you want to call us. But at the same time, you have to understand what makes you eat don't make them shit, whatever what that
Yeah,
saying is.
that
And
one.
just because you like that, somebody else is not going to like it. You love it, and that's just the
Right.
bottom line. You can't make somebody like something. It's just not your personality.
I was just
Yeah,
having this conversation on the way here about,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
it's just
and
not
it-
your
we were
personality.
talking in the sense of like feelings. You can't
Yeah.
help what you feel sometimes. Like,
Yeah,
that's
you
just
can't.
how it is.
And if you block it, that's wrong. It's
Right.
wrong.
You have to
You
acknowledge
have
it.
to,
You
yeah,
have to
acknowledge, you have
acknowledge
to
it,
digest
yeah.
it. You have to
Yeah.
understand it.
you
Like,
have to.
if you just put up the wall and you're like, listen, that's just the way it is.
No,
No.
you
It's not
gotta
gonna work.
question. No, you need to
not gonna work
question,
that
because
way.
I used to be like that growing up. I was the little girl that really just listened to
Accepted.
anything. Yes, I accepted everything anybody ever said to me, and that's when I realized I was set back so
Yeah.
much because I just was naive to things, and I just thought, that's how things are supposed to be, but it is not. And it
Yeah.
wasn't until I started to question, and that's when I started to get the answers that I would like to get.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're
What-
not gonna tell me, no, that's just how it is. You can't
no,
change
I
it.
need to know why.
Yeah. Like, why? Tell me why.
Yeah.
I always thought that was like an Aquarius thing. Like, because we
Well,
question a lot of things, or
do.
in our head a lot. We're like,
Oh, you're water too?
Overthinking.
Yes.
I'm water. No, you're
No, we're
air.
air,
We're air. Libra, we're air. Yes,
Girl.
we're air.
I can't stand y'all men Libras.
Okay,
now,
yes,
but
we're
you-
water.
yeah.
We're a day apart.
We in here.
Yeah, we're the
Aries.
water bearer, but we're air signs.
Yes.
Yeah, but you're in your head a lot. You think about everything, and then you're like, okay, well, tell me why I'm gonna do this. I need to
Right.
understand my next move,
Yeah.
or at least understand, what it is that the possibilities, the outcomes may
Right,
be.
it's 2020. I ain't taking no no's, and I
No.
don't know for no answer. Are you kidding me?
No,
Yeah.
Like,
and we break everything down all the way
Yeah.
down
Yes.
to the.
Break down the cancer for me, ladies, please.
oh, what's up with this? What cancer? What's going on?
You're gonna have to schedule
Yeah,
your own
yeah,
show, EA. Shout out to EA.
Shout out to EA.
What's going on?
Yeah, you can check his show out on Fridays.
And I do.
I will be, because I'm interested. Like, what is that? What is going on? What are you talking about?
Hey Took, actually, if you could spin a track, we'll be back. If you got a Pamela G. John on deck, let's
Yeah.
hit it.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Queen of Philly juice, bitch. Coronavirus got you sick. Juice. I'm in my city, between the Philly and this bitch sitting pretty, but they don't hear me though. I got the swag. They try to steal it though. I never get mad. I take it back, oh, just like my man. He running back from me. My dogs they never leave. Can't take what's sent to me. Can't take what's meant for me. Can't take what's meant for me. That's why they mad. 'Cause I got the juice. That's why they sent for me. That's why they sent for me. Because I am the queen. That's why they sent for me. Because I am the queen. I got that juice. Tell me what it juice. Juice. Tell me what juice. Juice. I stay on it. Never miss a beat, bitch. You on the low. Never miss a meal. Never eat, never show. I'ma do whatever, eat whatever I want. I'ma get this money clocking in, no I don't. I'ma do what's meant for me. I'ma get this money, honestly, ain't gotta wait for me. I'ma talk my shit, and if you mad, then you can press delete. You ain't gotta fake for me, you ain't gotta pray for me. I got the juice. Always did, never compared to none, never ever quit, and never ever split. Cause I got the juice. That's why they sent for me. That's why they sent for me. Because I am me. That's why they sent for me. Because I am me. I got the juice. Chick like you to come get this petty already. I'm not the one, but you ain't know. On go, flow. Up on the block and rolling records, beat you know. Attention to the narcissistic, trying me on, it won't fit. I did it, and that's my glove. And bitch, that is my style. I'm taking it back now. I'm the original. Ask Colonel Sanders for that crunchy stuff you're still in her. Yeah, said I'm the original. Got all the plans. Sing rap, money on my mind, mommy. All the time, my city flow, really though. All I wanna do is get this money and put my city on. But y'all keep playing, we all traumatized by the lies. By the time we all five in my city though, roaches, rats crawling back to back on my kitchen floor. Y'all keep playing. I'm ready to start the show. Been ready, it's time to go.
We're back on the X Radio here on Glockaware, where you can find us Thursday night, 6 p.m. And we had Pamela G on the show tonight. You can find her at Instagram at the Queen G. Make sure you put an extra E and two underscores.
Yes, please. And thank you.
You can also Google her at Pamela G Music. So check that out. If you like those tracks, that is her.
Yes, album is out. The Queen of Philly Volume 1. Volume 2 is on the way. Juice, which is what you all just played. Thank you so much for playing that. That's the new record. And you
Good
can,
vibes.
Yeah, I love that
vibe.
record.
Like that one.
Flawless
Dig it.
tracks. And you could go on the video. Philly Music Video did that video for us. And it's just about all the vibes. It's just about loving yourself and loving. Loving
that 5D. Instead of 5G, we on 5D.
Yes.
And if you don't know what that is, Google that shit. Yeah, it's all that love.
that
Like,
love.
you
Even that
vibing on a
love.
whole nother level,
like
you
that.
know. And I actually was starting to work on a shirt for that.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I started on the design the other day, but I wasn't 100% happy with it. So
Okay.
Well, keep
I'll be
on.
doing that. Yeah.
I need to see that.
Yeah, I'll be doing that.
It'll work out.
5D. We loving on another level. But listen, you really want to talk about some stuff. I'm just gonna leave it to you, sis. We'll get with it,
Let's
cause
see what you got.
yeah.
Yeah, like I just wanted to talk about, like right now, because I got a lot of things on my mind. I need to talk.
Let's get
All
it.
right, let's get it. We're here.
You know, from narcissists on down. You know, my biggest thing is just people to understand. Like, you know, as much as you want to beat it into people's head, I know that I cannot.
Right.
But I know some people are going to get it and some people are not. And just going back to the entertainment thing, you know, I know people watch you. You know what I mean? We're all being watched.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, we're not perfect, but if you know that you have a platform and you know that you have a voice, you really need to get into making sure that you're spreading these positive vibes and being positive.
Yeah.
It's a certain way you go about things. There's a certain way you say things. It's just a certain way to get results.
You can be real as shit and have the meanest shit to say.
Yeah.
But like
your
it's
delivery.
you gotta
Yeah.
season it with salt.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like people can respect you, especially if they know that's your character. Like you don't mean no harm, but you're gonna give it to them raw. You see what I'm saying? So if you just carry yourself in that manner, like it's not about what you say, it's how
How
you
you
say
say
it.
it. Oh my
That's
goodness.
true.
That's another
definitely it.
thing when my mom would say that. I'd be like, Mom, what'd you talk about? Because you just told that man to shut the fuck up. Okay? So how you going to tell me? And it's about leading by example. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't tell me to talk to people in a nice way when you're telling people to verbatim shut the F up. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
I got
And
you.
that's why it just goes back to these kids. Like I got 2 kids of my own that I love, and every day when I think of them and you look at them, you just think of how can I give to them what I did not have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And a lot of that for me is, if I think back, is just showing them how to carry yourself, how to be, and just how to understand that. Like when
Right.
we get with my Aunt Sheree and the chakras and things like that. Like it's a whole chemical to yourself that
Yeah.
it's just so.
That's another level, sis.
It's
Like
on
a lot of
another
people,
level.
like they look at you weird
They
because of
do.
it, but because it's not mainstream. But once you get into it, it's more mainstream than you think.
Yeah.
And I hate that, and that's why I feel like I would like to speak, because I
Yeah.
want to change the game of how people interact with people. You know what I'm saying? Like we already on lockdown. We already coronavirus. They already trying to social distance us more than we already
Already,
social
yeah.
distance.
And we have bad social skills because
Already,
of
right.
Yeah,
social
because
media and
Yes.
technology.
Yeah.
Yes, it takes
Yeah.
away a whole dimension of yourself. Just
Right.
sitting on people so brainwashed. You just sit there up, down, click. I know, cause I was
Yeah.
brainwashed at one point. So you're not going to try to tell me that you're not.
Television was the first. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? People
Television,
sit there
cable,
and they
yeah.
say idiot box. You know, people really do sit there and just zone out. They're gone.
Like we had a spiritual warfare with things right now. Like
Yeah.
things is more serious than, I don't want to say it like is a danger, but it is a danger to your health if you don't understand what's really going on right now.
Right.
If you don't understand the dangers of being away, social distancing, okay, I get it. Because like I said, if this wasn't coronavirus, I'd probably be in my damn room anyway. But people need social interaction.
Yeah.
And,
They do.
and sometimes things like this, which is what they want to do, is just scare you in the house.
Yeah.
Right.
And probably you already was scared in the house anyway, so now you're super scared. But they want to, they you know, those social skills, they don't want you to develop them. And I hate saying they, because it's like, who the fuck are they?
They, right.
Right.
But y'all know who they
Yeah,
is.
you know who they are, okay?
Yeah, you know who they are.
They're the narcissists, to be honest with you. They're the narcissistic and borderline personalities that run a lot of our world.
System, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's their goal is self, and it's so crazy and deep. But
Can you imagine the world if it was like seriously run by folks just on the basis of love and caring and
Oh.
you know what I mean? Like that's
can't
such a
imagine
foreign
that, though.
concept.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even
Yeah.
imagine that.
It's a foreign concept
Yeah.
at this
Right,
point.
I
right,
can't.
right.
I can't even look and imagine myself waking up and being and just not worrying about anything negative.
We
happening to
have
me.
especially in the city here, we have homes that are abandoned and all that business, and you legit could have a home for every homeless person out here.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
if people got together, fix them up, if the city, they all are city.
Yeah,
Most of them are
good.
city homes.
Yeah.
Most of
The
them
city
at this
owns them,
point, yeah.
but yet they're just letting them just disintegrate and fall to the ground. And at the end of the day, like if you really wanted to put money into that, like they're putting money into dumb stuff. Why do we need did you all hear about the thing last year? The arcade, they want to do this massive arcade.
Where? They
They-
already built up the fashion district over there. It's a nice
Listen,
little
No,
Okay,
I
down
mean like one of those arenas like where
wow.
people come from all over. Remember how we used to have the X Games years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, another situation kind of like that, but it's for gamers all over the world, and it's like, yo, you're gonna put millions of dollars into that when we're like riding down the street, busting our cars wide open.
But you know what?
People don't have places to live, things to eat.
But they
what
just
is going
supplying
on?
and demanding us what they want now.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
one thing I learned, I worked with an organization called Philly Thrive, and shout out to them. We fought all last year for the right to breathe clean air from that oil refinery down there, and we won. It was rough. I mean, we still trying to make sure that Hilco, which is the company that ended up buying it, who claim that they will not put any more fossil fuels out, and you know, all of those cancerous gases and things.
But that's what they claim.
That's what they claim, because
That's
you
all
know,
they
it is some
pretend,
things. Follow Philly Thrive. If you were a part of Philly Thrive and a part of that campaign, follow them to stay updated, because it's not over. We still, you know, it's an ongoing thing.
Right.
But one thing I learned from that was, you know, when we went up to City Hall and asked the mayor, look, can you please just rock with us and tell these corporations don't come back to our city? You know, people in South Philly, those projects is right there by the refinery.
Yeah, they're right there.
And the thing about it is, I learned that if you demand it, and it's enough people to come up and say, look, I don't want it. I don't want it. Just like what's
Things
going
can
on
change.
here. It can. But it takes a lot of power. It takes a lot of power, which is the people, the positive people who understand what's going on, for them to get up and stand up and say, look, my people don't want that. Like right now, we fighting for a park down the street. I'm in Frankfurt. The park is done. The park ain't got no swing, the slide, rusty. The kids in the neighborhood, where they going to go? I got to drive a few miles out to take my baby on some swings.
Right.
Now, that's something you got to fight for. That's something that you got to go to your block captain. You really got to go to your mayor. Yes. You really, you have to bring it to their attention, because they thinking they worrying about other stuff. They just worrying about the money. They're not really worrying about us per se. So that's, and it's not I don't want to say it's their fault, because their job is to really to protect us and provide for us, but sometimes things get out of hand, and people don't really know until you really have to step up and say something for real, and that's what it really takes.
It's true. Other things take precedence, you know, and
There's power in numbers. There's power in numbers.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things, you know, we have a lot of things going on in this city.
Yes, crazy to run.
It's a big city, you know, so we definitely have a lot of issues, and it's understandable that that's not going to be number one on their list. But you just bring it to their attention. A lot of times that's something easy, though.
Yeah,
you know,
be a quick
be like,
fix.
all right, cool.
Yeah, it may seem like, how do I go about it? Like with the parks, because until I worked with organizations like Philly Thrive, I didn't know how you really go about communicating with our city leaders. But really, you write them a letter and let them know. Have your city, have your neighborhood block neighbors sign it and say, look, we don't want to. Can y'all? It brings attention to them. That's how they operate. They still on the old system.
You get enough signatures and pass them around and
they
go
still
to.
operating on the old George Washington system.
They are. They
so
really
you gotta
are.
it's
It's actually a piece of paper. You sign the paper.
You sign it, give
get
it to
enough-
them, and they'll see it. It is crazy, and that's another thing that needs to change, because we're getting into this technology age, 5G, and things are changing. Like, it's getting faster. Oh, hey, what's up, Q? Shout out to Q. Q Fibs in the building. But no, things is changing. It's getting faster, and our government, they still kind of slow a little bit when it comes to the way we get. You know, it's a big thing, and I hope people understand the layers to stuff. It's layers
But
to
you
That's
have
why,
to unravel those
honestly,
layers. You have to go beneath
honestly,
those
when
layers.
they talk about the presidency and stuff, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing, that doesn't immediately affect me here.
Yeah.
And people look at me like I'm crazy, and they're like, "What, Rose? You gotta." I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm not number one on Bull's list. I'm not. First of all, like you said, he's self serving.
Yes. Very.
So whatever he does doesn't immediately affect me. It's right here. This is what affects me.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
Yeah.
Pamela G in the building here on the X Radio. You can catch us here Thursday nights on Glock Aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, She's just isn't she just a breath of fresh air? Like she's pretty, she got the knowledge, she's got the spirit, the bright light. Like she's a package, y'all. She can sing, she got it all going on. She works in the community. Like, what else do you want?
I just want people to get into that as well.
Yeah.
I want people to get off their ass and stop being lazy and get into yourself first, so that way you can navigate through everything else.
And that's it. You know, I hate to say I always say, but I always say, folks are so consumed in life that they don't take time for self.
Right.
What am I going to do next? What is coming up? It's like, okay, it involves you, but you're not, like you said, taking care of self.
Right.
Like, you need to understand, like, so many people are out here. We live in a society where if you are not affected by some sort of trauma, you are special and blessed.
Right.
Like,
where you at?
Seriously. Because if it's not coming from within the home, which is common, it's coming from the neighborhood, it's coming from school, it's coming from some angle, it's coming from a relationship that you chose, and that's like the toughest pill to swallow, because you chose that for yourself.
Right.
So when you
that's another
finally
thing.
come up out of it and you're starting to heal and recognize, you know, what it is that you've been through, then you feel dumb and stupid and guilty and sad and
those guilt
depressed.
feelings are real. Like heartbreak and all that stuff, that can really kill you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
No
legit.
cap. You could really die from a broken heart. If
Old people go through
my
that.
grandmom and grandpa died like 2 months apart.
Yep.
That's how it
Because
happens.
my grandpa died and my grandma was sad,
Yep.
and she 13 kids, and she was
That
sad
was
as
her
hell.
world.
Like
Yeah.
we
That
just
was
had
her
all
every
these
day.
babies, like, you know what I mean. So it's very real. If you don't take care of yourself and the people in your circles and how they treating you,
But
which is first
a lot
yourself.
of times we aren't aware that it's even an issue. Everyone's like, no, I do for self. Why? Because you bought yourself a
shoes.
you feel me?
it's
No,
deeper
it's
than that.
yes, sis.
Deeper than that, okay? And that's another thing.
To be able to analyze what is going on and understand it so you can change it, that's power. You got to take back that power you had.
All that power you gave up, you gotta get it back.
Get it back.
right.
That's the only way.
That's the only way. Only way.
Yes.
That's the only way.
Ladies, I love it. This is a good one.
It's all real.
This is a good one. But no, it is. It's real. It's and I feel so sad. I feel so satisfied. I was gonna say I feel sad when people are going through that, but when you can bring them that light and they understand and they're able to start to change and taking that knowledge and take their power back, and then they come to you and be like, yo, I had one person like, I wouldn't be able to do this without you. Like, I was like, it wasn't me, you had it the whole time.
Exactly.
But you know what? You always look for that one that one person, that one thing, that one something that gets you to see.
Yeah.
You have to step outside and look inside of what you've been going through, and then just that one little something that light bulb moment.
Yeah.
When you get there, it's like
There's no turning back after that.
Damn sure
can't.
not.
No.
Ain't
You
nobody
absolutely
going back
can't.
that bullshit.
Like sometimes I say I want to go back to sleep, because when you wake up and you start to really see everything from the billboards to the signs, and you just look and you say, what the hell, where am I?
Yeah.
Right.
And you really want to go back to sleep, but you can't. You
Gotta
up
wake
now.
up from that slumber.
Yeah. And it's a lot of us that's still sleep.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Yo, Took, you got another track from Pamela G?
Yay,
All
Took.
right. We're going to go ahead and spin a track. We'll be right back on the X Radio here on Glock.
Been around the block, said I ain't messing with these haters. All they wanna see is me just fail, I'm fed up. I've been working hard to get just where I am now. Don't wanna reminisce too much on the past, but we all know what you do, but I do it better. I'm a beast in these streets, and I won't let up. We all know what you do, but I do it better. You're not in my league. Steady rocking, so they follow me. Come get on my team. You're not in my league. No, steady rocking, so they follow me. Come get on my team. You're not in my league. Come follow me. Come get on my team. You're not in my league.
PMG, what up?
Come follow me. Come get on my team.
They tryna walk in my back but can't follow my footsteps. Steady running this game, ain't got a good foot left. I'm King Kong, beating on my chest. Put me to the test and I'ma rip the competition apart till nothing left. It's fire in my veins and you're looking at a monster. Can't be what you can't join, so you ain't up on my roster. Had nothing, made my own, I got these haters copying. Now they insta following, double tap liking it. I got these haters that was never homies, swear they know me. They told me when you're reaching for the top it gets lonely. So I'm out here on my own beat. Cold world I seen all my life, so there's nothing you can show me. Made it by myself without trying to make up a team. I woke up to go get it, they sleeping, I let them dream. They try to hold me back, but I'm still reigning supreme. Still tilt my crown up on my head, cause I'm a king. Blinding y'all games, man, that's half of what I see. And if them haters gonna talk, they gonna talk about me. I can't even comprehend the language they speak. Money talks and nothing walks, so they ain't walking with me. The conversation's free, even though the talk is cheap. But I'm never laying down, cause they know that I'm a beast. You know I'm steady rocking, so you know they follow me. You by yourself with your hating ass, nigga, you're not in my league.
Come follow me. Come get on my team. You're not in my league. Come follow me. Come get on my team. All I wanna do is win. How can I? Where do I begin? The road is twisting, twirling. I almost fell down. This struggle is so hard to get off the ground now. Don't wanna reminisce too much on the past, but we all know what you do, but I do it better. I'm a beast in these streets, and I won't let up. We all know what you do, but I do it better. You're not in my league. Steady rocking, steady on me. I do it better. Come get on my team.
That was Pamela G, Not in My League, here on the X Radio. I like that, Joan.
Yeah, I like
that resonates right there.
It had me swaying in my seat.
Right. Yo, you know how social media is crazy, right? You can run across a lot of people without really knowing them, and you build relationships and speak to them without realizing who they are, who their face is. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, we got Philly. Go ahead.
Help us out.
All right, I'm gonna get in my rapper mood. Like,
Okay,
you know what I mean?
I'm gonna let you go.
It's Philly celeb, man. Hood's top model. Flyers to the fly, coolest to the cool. You already know.
All right, we'll take that.
Right.
But I'm a filmmaker though too, so that's my main thing.
Yeah, so that's why, since you were just in here, I actually just wanted to talk to you right quick about, like, what have you been seeing, like, through the riots and through the protests and the looting and all that stuff? You've been out here making videos. So, like, what was that like being there firsthand?
It was like an experience I never experienced before. Like, it was just crazy.
Life equals X, folks.
Life equals X. Yeah.
Life equals X.
Like, I never saw anything like that before. So when I was filming, the first time I went out there, I just didn't. What's going on? I just didn't. It was stuff that was going on. I didn't notice till I watched the video. Like, I saw people spray paint.
Extra
I seen people
stuff
breaking
in the background, right?
Yeah.
It's like you watch a movie and you don't notice other things until you watch it a few times.
Because you got people over here. I might be interviewing somebody, but somebody in the background setting a car on fire. It's just like all types of stuff going on. It was just like total pandemonium.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Craziness.
So I felt like how should I explain it? I don't know. I felt like I wanted to get everybody's perspective on what was going on, so I decided to interview different people. Like some people was for the looting, some people was against it. So that's why I was like working on a documentary just to see how it affect everybody.
That's gonna be dope.
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you have a projection date for that? A release?
I put out the first part actually about 2-3 weeks ago.
Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube. It's on Instagram. It's on my page Philly Celeb, and it's on YouTube Philly Celeb TV. But then like a lot of people. Yeah, I'm gonna follow y'all and we gonna share information.
You already following me.
Oh, I do? Oh, yeah, my bad. My bad.
That's why I said, like, it's funny how that works sometimes, because that's happened to me quite a few times. And
my
they're
apologies.
Like, no, don't even.
Don't
even, because I wouldn't have been able to pick you out of a lineup, my guy. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
I just cut on my hero too, like just got the little joint. But like a lot of people like what I did, so that made me go out there every time I seen somebody doing a protest and just go out there and see why they protesting, how they feel about everything going on. I just went. It's like a moment in history.
Yeah,
it's a
it
moment in
is.
time. So
we are living in a
Definitely.
time that we have never seen before, and we've seen elements of it,
Right.
but this is a whole different beast.
Yeah.
There's many layers to this situation.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff, especially that was going on in Philly, I felt as though first and foremost, like, the looting and rioting was unnecessary. The protesting and stuff, cool, do that stuff, be nonviolent. But
Right.
what are you doing with this? Go to Minnesota where all this happened and ruin their shit.
Exactly.
You know, like, what purpose does it serve to wreck your own stuff? That's like going in your house, messing it up, and be like,
Tear
well,
up your own stuff and have to replace it.
yeah, like,
That-
it's weird.
That was one of the main questions I was asking people, but some people were saying like it's deserved. Like some people were saying like, all right, there's people out here that haven't worked, that don't have no money, so they understand why they're doing it. Like people was giving me different
Yeah.
perspective. That's why.
Okay,
That's what
yeah.
made me do it. Like because
Yeah.
I found new understanding just by interviewing people,
Right.
just seeing how they felt about
Sure.
everything that was going on. Like some people said all that stuff can be replaced. Like this is us. Showing our voice,
Yeah.
showing our anger. But I mean, on the flip side, it isn't right to do that.
Yeah.
But it's like everybody have a
Screwing
voice.
up your own
And
stuff, but
everybody-
Yeah.
sometimes for some people it makes sense. It has purpose.
Yeah,
Right.
I
That's
understand,
what I'm
like,
saying.
that
everybody
you're-
has their own opinion and
that's what.
opinion of their purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the like main focus of me continuing to do it because I want everybody to have a voice and explain like why they do this or how they feel about the things
Right.
that happen. Because I interviewed some people that did some damage and stuff. I interviewed,
Okay.
Right.
All right.
You got everyone's perspective. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's-
a
yeah.
lot of folks, especially in the culture, a lot of times it's like their purpose is like, we've been oppressed, we're getting what we can, we want to come up.
Yeah.
Period. And I mean, even that's understandable from depending on who it's coming from.
Yeah.
It's understandable. Like everybody, we were talking, Cognac and I were talking earlier. We were saying, like, you can't help how some people feel.
Yeah,
You can't help your feelings.
Right, and your opinion is just that.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it's based on what you've experienced,
Right.
what your knowledge is,
Right.
where you're coming from.
yeah, where you are in the situation, like you said. Everybody has a circumstance. So
Yeah.
I mean, some are just doing it for the hell of it. Some need it 'cause they needed to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, who are we to judge, really? At the end of the day, I mean,
It's
'cause we
done.
don't- yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's a
Done
done
now.
deal. You know what I mean?
So, moving forward, like, how do you think things should change? That's like a big question I ask people too. Like,
Yeah, like
how do you think things should change?
as far as like police interactions and just.
I don't know. That's a big topic, my guy.
That's-
That's
listen,
a whole
that's
nother
huge.
show,
Well, I understand.
and maybe we can have you come back on and
Yeah,
we can
we
talk
can
about that
talk
more
about
in
that
depth,
too.
because that has multiple layers, and I've
Yeah.
heard different perspectives and so on and so
Right.
forth. So,
Well, that's. I don't know who phone.
Oh. Not right now, Bruno Brown. In case you wanted that shout out, you got it. Check out Bruno Brown.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
a
we
good
could.
dope artist too.
Yeah, maybe while we're talking about it, Took, you could cue up High Heels and we could play that new track. I really dig that John by Bruno Brown. But in any event, we are here in the studio right now with Philly Celeb, and if you're not following him, follow him. He has some.
Yeah, I'm following.
Yeah, absolutely. He has some footage out, some interviews,
Yeah.
documentaries on the whole situation that we lived through. So
Yeah.
that's going to, I think building and making that history in time is so cool.
Yeah.
Because you look back on it and be like, this is what we went through. Do you remember
Right.
that? I was there. I saw
Right.
that.
I witnessed that.
We just did the stuff all our grandparents did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's pretty dope to be able to live through something like this, even though it's a really crazy and uncertain time.
Yeah, well, that was a mouthful right there.
We're going to leave it at that.
Yeah, because that's a lot.
Yep.
That's a lot.
Yep. Took, if you could spin a track, we'll be right back on the X Radio here on Glockaware.
My bad. Thank you.
That's all right.
I appreciate y'all. That was
No, we
like
appreciate
my
you.
first interview. You know what I mean?
I like
It's a pleasure to me. Hey, yo, girl in them high heels. Hey, I'm digging your whole physique. Hey, yo, girl in them high heels. I wanna sweep you off your feet like oh, oh, oh. I wanna sweep you off your feet down. Oh, oh, oh. I wanna sweep you off your feet down. Oh, oh, oh. I wanna sweep you off your feet down. I wanna sweep you off that school down. Center of attention. There's no competition. You got what they missing. You are who they wishing for. Step in the door. Soon as you enter, I'll drop to the floor. Hey, they bartender, hold me some more. That bottle of love, so I can get sore. It's going down, it's going down. Send her around. On my heartbeat. And hopefully our hearts meet. Yeah. Hey, yo, girl in them high heels. Hey, yo. Oh, yeah, you look so sweet. Hey, yo, girl in them high heels. It's a pleasure to me. Hey, yo, girl in them high heels. Hey, I'm digging your whole physique. Hey, yo, girl in them high heels. I wanna sweep you off your feet like oh, 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 oh. I wanna sweep you off that school down. Oh, oh. I wanna sweep you off that school down. Oh, oh, oh. I wanna sweep you off that school down. Oh, oh. I wanna sweep you off that school down.
All right, here we are. We're flicking it up here. We're flicking it up here in the studio, making noises, all this craziness. But I want to thank Philly Celeb for coming through. I want to thank Pamela G for coming through.
Thank you both. Thank you.
Yeah, I do, because today was a good day. And you know what? It's crazy. I'm gonna be transparent. We talked about it. I was
We're always
feeling a little
transparent.
cranky when I walked in the door, and all day I stayed to myself. I was like, all right. But sometimes you gotta throw it on, and then once you throw it on, you jumped in.
That's real.
That's so
real.
here I am. I'm glad to be here. I'm feeling good, and we had a good show. We got to do it again.
We will, because I enjoyed myself, okay? Because I left my kids in the house with my mom.
So this was like,
and I said, I'm coming to the show,
Yeah.
and, I feel very good to talk to y'all.
Great,
Like, seriously.
great.
I love
Yeah.
this.
That's what's up. Yeah, good vibes. Good vibes.
Good
Always good vibes. We're like I said, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again. Just we'll put it on the calendar and make it happen.
Yeah, we'll make it
And it was
happen.
crazy because we kept rescheduling because of my schedule.
Well,
She's
and
like,
it's
no
Corona.
problem. It's no problem. I'm
No, because
excited.
I
I'm
knew I
still
wanted
looking
to talk to
forward.
y'all. I already knew. Like, I already knew.
She said, I will
Always
wait.
here.
I said, when these ladies open back up shop, okay, I'm here.
Yeah.
Period.
We appreciate
We
it.
appreciate you.
We definitely appreciate it. Make sure you, if you're catching the tail end, make sure you go back, catch the replay on YouTube, search Glockaware, and we will be the last show on. We're here every Thursday night, 6 to 7 p.m. We're going to take an hour break for the happy hour before the Glockaware radio show, 8 to 10 p.m. with Toucan Sam and Shab Bananas.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all follow me at the Queen G, 2 E's, 2_, YouTube, Pamela G Music, and just stay up to date with the content with yourself, with your life. And
Yeah.
Already done.
Yep.
Thank
Check it out. And until next week, we're out.
So I'm like,
One time, Thunder makes it. You already know what time it is. One time, Glockaway Radio, let's go. We rolling. Bad boy. Let's get it. Bad boy. One time, we rolling, y'all, let's go. One time, come on. Let's go.
As we proceed to give you what you need. It's getting hot. Oh, it's getting hot. As we proceed to give you what you need. It's getting hot. Oh, it's getting hot.
Dag is out. Must have been missing coming up in the spot. How many times I'ma tell you to stop? It's me and Faith on the track. Artists don't wanna drop now. Let's slide to the floor when you hear this beat. Let's shake it like a pro. Give me what you got. This is gonna blow when you play it in your box. Sometimes you can be in love and having fun, still not know what's going on. No. But on the other hand, you separate, thinking that the feeling's gone. Oh. Well, you know. Well, you know.